Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. We'll be continuing our horror series. The last video we made something like this. If you're continuously staring at the door, it should open. And this video will be continuing the same series, and what we'll be doing is once the door is open and let's say you have passed the door and you're not, if you keep looking at the door, it's fine, nothing should happen. But let's say once you are not looking and you turn away for a few seconds, and and the door will shut close and it will trigger some world event. That's what we'll be trying to achieve. So let's dive in. So let's start where we left off. So first thing I'll do is inside my blueprint, make sure you have seen the first part to do how we did the opening of the door. We will be using certain logic from this, so if you want a detailed explanation you can check that. So first thing is I'll add a boolean. Let's call this can door close, because we don't want all the doors to be closing when we gaze away. This can be public. Next I'll add another boolean calling player has passed, and let's add we will need a float, that is your gaze away time. This will be your float, and the last will be close threshold, I'll call this. So this will be the amount of time for you to look away for the door to close. So this also will be public. Give it a default value of let's say 3. Go ahead, compile and save. So first thing what I'll do is I'll add a box collision. So we want to detect whether the player has passed the door. So instead of seeing whether the door is open, we know the player will pass the door if he collides with this trigger which is behind the door. So yeah, go into your event graph, find an empty space and add on component begin overlap. So on your other actor, so I'm using the first person character, and on that I'll just trigger this to true. That's all it's needed from this. Compile. So now inside your event tick, go ahead and add a sequence node. So from first I'll add a branch. Make sure you come to an empty space, and first thing I want to check is can close door is true, and we also want an AND boolean which says the player has passed. So if both of these are true, we'll start our gaze away. What we want to do is take this thing, the get player view which we had made, we'll be using the same logic. Get everything until the dot product and copy paste that. Again, make sure you watch the previous video to know what we did here. And yeah, first thing you'll convert this to pure cast, and this will be if it's less than let's say 0.5. That means the player is looking away. So true. So if it's less than 0.5, so if it's false, first thing want to do is set the gaze away time to 0. If it's true, you need to add it with the delta seconds. So go ahead and get your delta seconds from here. You can add a reroute node if you want to make it look clean. There you go. and set your gaze away time. Now what we want to check once this is done, whether this is greater than your close threshold. So if it is, we'll do a close logic over here. So let's test this first. I'll add a print string node, call it close. So come ahead, what I'll do is I'll select my door and inside my details, one thing I'll do is can door close, and close threshold will be 3, so that's fine. Let's test. So I come here, so I'm staring at the door. After 3 seconds it should open, 3 or 5 seconds, and oh, even that opens. So once you're behind, I think after, yeah, it's closed. Okay. What I'll do is I'll increase the gaze threshold for this a bit more. Actually, we'll see that later. So let's do our close logic. The same thing. I'll create a custom event here. This will be my door open. I'll create a new custom event. Call this door slam. So again, this will be do once. We don't want it to happen multiple times. And what I'll do is I'll take the same timeline which I had created earlier. Instead of play from start, we'll do a reverse from end. And again, set the door's relative rotation. So Z. And I've also downloaded a door slamming sound effect, so we'll add that as well. I'll add a slight delay, that has a delay. After let's say 0.5, we'll do the same thing, play sound at location. And slam, what is it called? Door closing. So let's test this out. Details. Let's increase the close time as well. Actually, what I'll do is I'll keep this door as can door close and close session as 4. So okay, let's try. This should open. And this should open as well. And once we pass, it should close behind us if we are looking away for a certain period. Let's see. Okay. Oh no, it won't. My bad. Because we are still doing the print string here from true door slam. Yeah. Okay, let's try that again. There we go. Probably something to do with the threshold time. So now let's check. Once we pass, so after a few seconds, see the door is closed. And yeah, we can trigger some other stuff as well with this if you want to know how. Okay, actually as a bonus, let's do that. What we need to do is add an event dispatcher, door close, compile it, and inside your door slam, after you play the sound, you can just call this. So I'll show you how it works. So now so what I've already done is added few fire flames effects, and inside my level blueprint I'll just select all of them. I'll create references. What I'll do is make array, and I'll add a custom event, burn, and what will this do is for each loop I can just activate the particle system. So these are just default flames from your starter content, and how this will get triggered is inside your begin play, select the door which you want, create a reference, and bind, I didn't know what was it, no, bind event. Let's see, what was it called? Oh, so you need to add oh, so it's not this one, sorry. Okay, yeah, it's called door close. Okay, so inside your level blueprint, bind event to door close. So what this does is each time this event is called, it will also call this custom event from here. Let's test that out. It's open. So once we get past it, let's say there you go. So we'll need to add a bit of delay so that it happens the same time we get the sound. So I'll add like a delay of, let's say, 3 seconds, and that should work, I feel. That's fine. So the first door should open once you gaze at it for, let's say, 5 seconds. Now you're starting at the second door as well, so even that should open. And once you are past, let's say if I look at the door, the timer resets. And now let's say if I'm not looking for 4 seconds or so, there you go. The delay should be a bit more, I'll fix that. But yeah, that's it for this video, I guess. Thanks a lot, and do consider subscribing, and let me know in the comments what next you'd like to see in this series.